Hi everyone. So today I'm doing a review on the first two episodes of Agent Carver from Marvel, and it premiered on ABC channel for us it's channel 7 in New York. So the story basically takes place right after Captain America, when Rogers was declared dead in their mind perspective, but we find out in the later episodes that he was just frozen for years until he finally woke up on his own. But Carter was the woman character that Rogers had fallen in love with in the project of the Super Soldier Project. And what happened was, at the end of everything, now we're hearing her point of the story after Rogers, when he's no longer existent, and we're in the real world problems. So the main characters are Agent Carter and Howard Stark, and we also get introduced to Jarvis, which, if everybody remembers from the Tony Stark films, the Iron Man films, Jarvis is basically his computer system that he has inside of his helmet and his house. But now we get to meet the real person, Jarvis, which I actually found very interesting because I like Jarvis the computer, but now we get to meet Jarvis the person, and he's just as cool as you would assume he would be. And then you find out, we all have speculations. Yes, Jarvis was a real person, but to meet Jarvis the real person is really cool as well. So what happens in this storyline is, sorry for spoilers, if you do not want to hear spoilers about the first two episodes, I would click off now. Okay, we've clicked off, great. So what happens is Carter turns around and she goes and does her own little agent stuff on the side because all the men in her department don't consider her as an agent and they consider her as a female. But you also have to think that the time period goes back to the 1940s. The first episode was in 1945. In the 1940s, women didn't really have rights as much as men. And if a woman did have a job, she was getting paid less than a man, even if it was the same job title, just because you were a female. And she also has to lie to other people about what she does because she's an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So she tells everybody that she's a telephoner. So basically she answers phones and connects phone calls to other people. This is in the era where they have typewriters and it's more of the pinup style, where the hair is more flowy and waves pinned up, pinned back, red lipstick, flowy dress, Mary Jane heeled shoes in that essence. It's very nice style. Her outfits were very pretty throughout the show. I really appreciated them. Basically what happens during this episode, episode 1, is that she finds out that Stark is in trouble. Everybody's trying to pin the blame for Stark because they find out that Stark's weapons are being mass produced to the enemy people, which are the people that are trying to bomb the US at that time period. It's kind of a reoccurring theme as to what happened in Iron Man when Tony Stark finds out that his weapons are being used by terrorists from other places as well. Opposed to now, we don't have the Iron Man suit, and Howard Stark is pretty much on the run at this point, having Agent Carter do all his dirty work for him along with Jarvis. She finds out about these bombs and this other company called Ronox, which is basically trying to get the blame placed on Howard Stark's company and have him locked up in jail for it. Howard is running around trying to get away from these people, and in the meanwhile, Carter's roommate gets shot and killed, and she has to find a new apartment, and Jarvis tells her she can live in the apartment building that Howard doesn't use. So she stays in that apartment building for a day, but then she goes to a bigger apartment housing place where it's all women. And it's actually very funny to hear the laws and stuff of back then. Like, women are not allowed to be out of the apartment after 10 o'clock at night. No men are allowed upstairs past the first floor of this building. You're not allowed to drink past 10 o'clock. You always have to be dressed formally. No dress can go above your knees. It's a very different time period. I mean, yes, I do like the A-line dresses. I like the flowiness because I do wear a lot of A-line dresses. I think it really, shows the body off very nicely. But you have to think, in that time period, what she was doing for versus real world would have been terrible for her to be caught. But she really kicks ass very well in this show, I have to say. It's a 7-episode show, like kind of like a short show, and I like the idea of it more. Than I have to say, I like it more than Gotham, just because I felt like Gotham was gonna really go somewhere really, really big and explain the character deposition a whole lot better than what they did. And in Gotham, I don't like Alfred. I don't like the way that Alfred is portrayed, and Alfred was just, I don't know, in all the movies and everything else, he's just a very warm-hearted person. And in this series, Alfred is not very loving whatsoever. I mean, I get it, he might have been more tougher on Bruce when they were younger, but it wasn't the Alfred I expected. All these characters don't add up properly. And so far, even in just these 2 episodes that they've shown, everything has been adding up properly. It makes a lot more sense. I think they approached this series a whole lot better with the start off than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I watched. Everybody always tells me that it got better later on. I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I was just like, okay, so when does it get interesting? You ever have that? You ever have that, everybody, those points where you're like, okay, I'm watching this show. When does the good part happen? Is there going to be a good part? Because I've been watching for like 5 episodes now and nothing interesting has happened yet. But it's on Netflix, so I can just watch it whenever I have nothing else to watch. That's my plan. Anyway, we go back into the storyline and we find out that they're actually using gamma radiation, the other companies, and they're trying to blame Howard Stark for this. But then, at the end of episode 1, Jarvis is on the phone with Howard and says, you know, she's an excellent choice, talking about Carter and saying that, oh, she would never suspect a thing. So that puts in our perspective that Carter is being used for bad things. I wrote notes as I was watching. So, as she's looking for the apartment, she gets the apartment, she gets her housing, she finds out about milk carriers, and then goes to the milk carrier's house, and we find out that these people are just harvesting bombs all over the place, right? But at the end of the show, they have the license plate of one of Howard Stark's cars, because it flies off, the bumper flies off with the license plate into the debris, and they find the license plate now. That's pretty bad, because they can obviously track down who's doing what now, and she was kind of doing this on the down low, because nobody knew anything about it, because basically she's been wound down to getting coffee, typing up printouts, opposed to in the movie when she was a really tough agent, which is kind of irritating, because it's like, really? Like, she did so much in the series, and now she's just, the movie, and now she's just whittled down to, can you get my coffee? It sucks. there are time periods now whenever women still feel like they're in that predicament, still feel that they're treated badly by men, or men are more powerful than women in this time period as it is. But I like this show so far just because it goes as a main character as a female, and it's interesting opposed to a lot of the other shows that we've seen. Like, I have to say, it kind of reminds me a bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I really loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Not for the drama parts, but just for, like, you know, the action and fighter parts. Like, you know what? I don't need you to come help me, Spike. I got this. And it was good. I appreciated it. There's the bad guy of the storyline so far called Leviathan. And Leviathan, we find out, is not a who, but a what, and they're an organization of people. So far, Leviathan has been working with, under my assumption, people who have their voice boxes ripped down. They have to use the thing that the smokers use in the commercials, and you know, it's pretty cool. It goes really in depth. I can't wait to see next week's episode and talk to you more about it. Let me know how you guys felt about it. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see more. I'll post a new video about the following episodes coming up every week. It was nice talking to you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.